There's no expert here. There's no finish line. I mean, I'm still growing. I'm still learning. I'm still improving. I'm still reading. I'm still doing everything in my power to make my life better, and you are too.
Just being such a strong impact in my life from so many different reasons. I think people talk about you as being a leader coach, a teacher of leadership. And I all the time explain to people that you're a personal, professional, or financial through the business coach, because the way you teach is algorithmic. And I think a lot of people try to read things in one off and try to figure out how to make that one thing apply, whereas there's a sequence in the way that you actually teach and you write and you define and you lead and you program. If somebody's willing to be programmed, it will program them to success, which is why I think I've had so much success. Is just follow the algorithm. Don't try to change it. Don't try to pull things out of it. Just follow the breadcrumbs to success and stay consistent, which is why it's one of your laws. And so for you to be the person that wrote the foreword to my book, 9-Figure Mindset, this book really talks about, for me, John, all the obstacles I had to overcome. I sucked at leadership. I sucked at reading financials. I didn't understand it. I wasn't owning operations. I was a great sales guy that could grab attention and sell a big vision, a big perspective, but I wasn't able to follow through on the details that allowed it to work. And I created the conditions for my private equity group to eventually say, this has worked enough for us to sell it, but we don't have the confidence it's going to work enough, long enough for it to get better than it already is today. Therefore, they sold my business. So I had to move from being a victim to a student. And I just want to tell you, and you know this, and we say it all the time, but you taught me so well, my friend.
And Brandon, here's what I love about you. You're still a student. I'm a student. Somebody asked me, said, well, now, how long does it take to be an expert? I said, it doesn't take long at all. You just have to be a person that travels around and has never done anything but gives out advice. There's no expert here. There's no finish line. I mean, I'm still growing. I'm still learning. I'm still improving. I'm still reading. I'm still doing everything in my power to make my life better, and you are too. And I think that is really key, because if you have a finish line, when people have self-imposed finish lines, what happens is when they cross it, they're finished. Hello. I mean, there's something wrong with that picture. I want to keep learning. I want to keep improving. And when you and I are together, we can hardly wait to pick each other's brains. We can hardly wait to ask questions. Why? Because you're going to teach me, Brandon. And when you wrote the book and I read it, I realized immediately, you have something to teach me. You have something to deposit in me. And every person that picks up your book, they're going to get deposits in their life that will never be there without it. So it's kind of like, is the illiterate person who can't read any worse off than the person that is literate that doesn't read? It's kind of like, why would you pass up on this book and get into it and get the gold, get the gold, get the gold? When you're done, you're going to say, thank you, Brandon. You've improved my life. You've taken me to a whole new level. And that's why we write books. That's the only reason I write books. I write books to add value to people. And if I ever stop adding value to people, I'll stop writing books. It's that simple. But your heart to help people with your authenticity just makes you genuine and special. And it makes the book special too, my friend.
Well, thank you, John. And I'll tease everybody on the show that you and I have some collaborations coming up. You have this new book, 16 Laws of Communication. I have my new book, 9-Figure Mindset. I will tell anybody and everybody that if you put the combination of those two books together, you're going to see an algorithm. If you're paying attention, you're going to 100%. And I'm looking forward to doing some things with you to extend what people can learn and the accessibility, maybe even personally to you and I. I always love collaborating with you, and thank you for being on my show, Building Billions with Brandon Dawson, and just so excited to have you, my friend.
It works very simple, Brandon. When Brandon calls, I come. Take care.
You too, John.